And now we're at the conference everyone has been waiting for. We are going over the SEC, and we are going to start with not one, but two undefeated teams. The first of which being the Georgia Bulldogs. They're arguably the most complete roster. Every year they finish top five, and they will be in contention for a national championship. Their whole team is just a bunch of dogs. I don't think I have to say any more. And then the second team is the Texas Longhorns. I do think in order for this to happen, Arch Manning has to take a Heisman-esque leap. Do I think he wins the Heisman? Maybe, possibly. But nonetheless, even if he doesn't win the Heisman, as long as he plays like a top 10 QB, they got guys like Colin Simmons, Cam Coleman, Hollywood Smothers, Ryan Wingo. They are just the most stacked team in terms of star talent in the country, and I don't think you can argue that. At number 3, you have LSU going 11-1 as well as 8-1 in conference play. Love or hate Lane Kiffin, you can't deny he's a great coach. Jordan Seaton might be the best tackle in the country. Leave it. He's a very good QB. They might have the best defense in the conference, if not in all of college football. I'm not sure if that's a hot take or not, but that's just what I believe. At number 4, we have Alabama going 10-2 and 7-2 in conference play. They're improved, but they're not quite the type of team that I would consider to be Saban caliber. Definitely not a team I would pick to win the national championship this year, but they will absolutely be back in the college football playoff hunt. But at number 5, we have Ole Miss going 9-3 and 6-3 in conference play. Trinidad Chambliss is my favorite player in all of college football. I'm wishing him the best. Kewan Lacey is a freak of nature running back. He's unbelievable. The depth is going to be key here. It's not about how Chambliss and Lacey play, because we all know that they are both going to be great. It's about the rest of the roster. And to be honest, I don't think this year's roster can get them to the heights that they reached last year, but they will still absolutely be in the top 25 throughout the season, maybe even top 10 at some points throughout the year. Sorry about that voice crack. Number 6, we're going with Auburn. 8-4, 5-3 in conference play. The offense will be way better than years past. Definite improvement, but they are still not a contender. I don't think they will be anytime soon, but this is definitely a good sign for Auburn fans. And then at number 7, I can't believe they're at number 7. We have the Oklahoma Sooners going 7-5, 5-4 in conference. They are actually 13th in my power rankings. If we're just going based off of pure talent, this could definitely be a college football playoff team, but given their schedule at Michigan, at Georgia, home against Texas, Ole Miss, and even more teams, like they are just swamped with going against the best teams in the country. And when you have a schedule like that, you simply can't win them all. And I have them falling quite a few times, and it's unfortunate, but I just don't think that with that schedule they can make a playoff push. And then at number 8, we have South Carolina going 7-5 and 5-4 in conference play. Definitely a top-heavy team. They're going to lose to elite teams because of that. Lenore Sellers, Dylan Stewart, they just can't carry this team in the SEC. Now, if this were in the Big 12, different story. They could win that conference, but that's just not the reality we live in. At number 9, we have the Florida Gators going 7-5, 4-5 in conference play, and they also just have a brutal schedule. They're 18th in my power rankings, and I'm pretty confident that they will finish outside of the top 25, just simply due to being in the SEC. At number 10, we have Texas A&M, 7-5, 4-5 in conference. Their college football playoff year won't happen for a while. I still think they're a very good team. But again, for these past few teams, you've seen a trend. It's how it is every year. SEC teams in the middle of the pack will always have a worse record than how their team actually is. At number 11, we have Arkansas going 6-6, 3-6 in conference. They are a very tough team to play. but they can't beat the top tier schools. They just don't have the talent. And number 12, we have Missouri, 6-6, 3-6 in conference. They will be in battle for a bowl game. I think it's a 50-50 chance that they reach that 6-6 mark, and I have them just barely getting there. At 13, we have Vanderbilt going 6-6, 3-6 in conference. I think they have a slight regression from the past couple years because they don't have that Diego Pavia magic. Again, Pavia, not an NFL QB, but he was just one of those college legends that you'll never forget. And then things start to drop off, and this may come as a surprise to you, but at 14, I have the Tennessee Volunteers going 4-8, 1-8 in conference. Probably the hardest schedule, arguably the hardest schedule in the SEC. And I just do think they're a slightly overrated team in general. I'd be very surprised if they finish 6-6 or better. And again, I know that's a hot take, but you'll see. At 15, we have Mississippi State going 2-10, 0-9 in conference. They're just a bad program right now. And then in last place, the obvious Kentucky Wildcats going 2-10, 0-9 in conference. They are just in football hell. Hopefully, their basketball program can get back on track and make an Elite Eight or possible Final Four appearance, but it's not looking like that right now. So there it is. That's the SEC conference. Love God, love others, love yourself. Peace.